Sup nerds, here's my Bloomlord deck profile. Starting off with our Tamas, we are playing 4 Kokomon from EX9. By far the best Tama, do not play any others. Your turn once per turn, when an effect suspends one of your Digimon, draw 1. Really powerful effect. It doesn't seem that impactful just on its surface, but you suspend so much, and like you have so much draw and search with everything else that like if your board goes unbroken for a turn, you can almost like draw your entire deck / search it, and that's one of the reasons why. A very good Tama. We are not playing a 5th Tama. I want to see that one early and often. On to our rookies. We are playing 4 Lalas from BT13. On play for the top 3 cards of your deck, add one Digimon card with Vegetation, Plant, or Fairy in one of its traits, and 1 Yoshino among them to the hand. Put the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. We're not playing Yoshino, so you can ignore that part. It just adds a Vegetation, Plant, or Fairy. And the inheritable is your turn. When this Digimon would Digivolve, if you have a green tamer, reduce the Evo cost by 1. This is level 3 you want to see in your breeding area. If you have this and one of your other rookies, like this is the one you want to put in your breeding area. And it also doubles as the second best searcher in the deck. Really good at buffing consistency, which is nice. And then on to the best searcher in the deck, 4 BT10 Palmons. On play for the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 card with Vegetation or Plant, one of its traits, and 1 card with Fairy in its traits among them to the hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. So this gives you 2 pieces. We are playing 6 fairies in this list, and basically every other Digimon in the deck besides like 5 or 6 are Vegetation or Plants. So this lets you add basically everything in the deck, and it gets you 4 cards deeper as opposed to 3 with this guy. Really good. It's the one you want to play if you're looking for pieces. And then we are playing 2 Pomumons from BT9. It is the best floodgate the green has access to. All turns, players can't play Digimon by effects. This is also a Vegetation, which is cool because it means it's searchable with all of our effects. Pretty dope. This does conflict with our strategy, but it's very easy for us to turn this off by just evoing on top of it or just not putting it into play. So that is it. We're actually just playing 10 rookies. On to our champions. We are playing 4 Sunflowers from BT10. When Digivolving, by suspending one of your green Digimon, you may play one Digimon card with Vegetation, Plant, or Fairy in one of its traits and 3000 DP or less from your hand without paying the cost. So that is every level 4 and lower in this deck, which is pretty sick. Just lets you play them for free, or 2 memory, I guess, since you're paying to Evo. And then inheritable is your turn once per turn. When an effect suspends one of your Digimon, draw 1. This is more draw power, and obviously you saw all the search powers we had with these 2 rookies. Like, I'm not joking when I say, like, if you do end up drawing, like, almost your entire deck if you pop off on your opponent. It's pretty insane. And then we are playing 4 Togemons from BT14. Your turn once per turn. When a green tamer would be played from your hand by suspending one of your green Digimon, reduce the play cost by 3. Really good. We are playing 6 green tamers. Being able to just play them for either free or 1 memory is really strong. And the inheritable is the same as a Lalamon, where it reduces the Evo if you have a green tamer in play, which is pretty good. And then we are playing 2 Sunflower Mons from BT13. Made by suspending this Digimon specifically. This is one of the few ones in the deck. In fact, it might be the only one in the deck that actually cares about itself being the one that suspends. By suspending this Digimon, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with Fairy in its traits in the hand for the Evo cost. When it would Digivolve by this effect, reduce the cost by 2. Much better way to word that, but whatever. Inheritable is the same as the Lala and the Toga, where it reduces the Evo cost if you have a green tamer in play. So we are playing 6 fairies, like I said. Some of them are level 5s, so you can just suspend this, Evo for 1 into your 5. Most of the time, you're going to be using this to Evo into your Bloomlord for 2 less memory, though. And that is it. We are just playing 10 champions. On to our ultimates. We are playing the best ultimate in the deck, BT10 Agitarmon. Really good. I just build up in raising, and if I see this guy in my hand, which you usually end up doing because you're playing 4 and you have so much draw and search power, I would just put him in my raising area and then promote and then combo from there. It lets you protect your stack in the raising area until you're ready to like pop off on your opponent. But main, once per turn, by spending one of your green Digimon, you may play one Digimon card with Vegetation, Plant, or Fairy in one of its traits and 3000 DP or less from your hand without paying the cost. That is all level 4 and lowers, like I said, in the deck. So it lets you play all your searchers, lets you play your Togas to play tamers for free, lets you play this to Evo into your Bloom for 2 less. And the inheritable is when an effect suspends one of your Digimon, gain 1 memory. That's a your turn only effect. If your board goes unopposed for a turn after you like do a baby combo with this deck, you basically just completely pop off on your opponent and you just print memory with this deck. It's really stupid, and he's one of the reasons why. And then we are playing 2 Lilymons from Star Deck 21. On play, when Digivolving, suspend all of your opponent's 5k or lower Digimon. I'm not going to read the rest of the effect because it's irrelevant. And then your turn once once per turn. When your other Digimon are played or Digivolve, if any of them have the adventure trait, one of your Digimon gains alliance for the turn, and then one of your Digimon may attack. So this is a mandatory effect, but it does allow you to attack if you're evoing and passing turn, which can come up, so I do want to mention that. So like, let's say you have this on your field and you evo into Bloom and it's going to pass turn, or whatever else you want to attack with. Once you would resolve Bloom's effect first to unsuspend itself, and then you would trigger her and let Bloom attack, even though you're passing turn. Pretty nice. The inheritable is Alliance. That is the real reason why she's in here, because she's a fairy with the Alliance inheritable. If you get this under your Bloom, it makes it that much more dangerous for your opponent. Like, you can check all 5 security if you combo with this deck. Like, it's really, really nasty. She's one of the reasons why. And then we are playing the one of Blossomon, Digisorption -3. There's a reason why this card went to 1. However, I kind of wonder if I would even play more of this if it wasn't at 1. I don't know. I feel like the lack of inheritable does make me not super excited to play more than one of this. Having said that, it probably should stay at 1. But this is a vegetation, so it is a searchable free Evo, which is pretty cool. And then we are playing one Grand Galemon from EX9. Has Vortex, which can come up, I guess. Then when Digivolving, may suspend one Digimon. If this effect suspended your Digimon, this Digimon isn't affected by the effects of your opponent's Digimon until their turn ends. So that's pretty cool. The ability to gain Digimon immunity is the sole reason this guy is in here, or the primary reason I should say. He is not, unfortunately, a plant, vegetation, or fairy, so he is unsearchable outside of one of our search cards, but he is green, so tossing him in there. And then the inheritable is your turn once per turn when this Digimon attacks your opponent's Digimon. This Digimon may unsuspend. That is optional, something to keep in mind. This can let you like OTK with your Bloom randomly. If you can suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, they're already suspended, you go Bloom on top of this. You can swing into their guy, unsuspend, pierce for big damage, and then swing for game. But the primary reason he's in here, like I said, is the ability to gain Digimon immunity, which can come up. And there's just not a better level 5, in my opinion, to play over him that's also green. We are playing one more level 5 though. We are playing one Chimeramon from BT8. This guy does hard evo for 4, but you're literally never going to do that. He DNAs with any 2 level 4s. You end up spitting out so many level 4s and level 3s that like you'll be able to go into this guy when you see him most of the time. And he's basically just another way to swing for game. He's like a pseudo Blitz Omni, but also just like a combo extender. When Digivolving, you may place a level 5 or lower Digimon card from your trash on this Digimon as its bottom source. Then up to 4 of your opponent's Digimon get minus 1,000 DP for each of this Digimon's colors until the end of your opponent's next turn. So you're never going to minus more than 2k, something to keep in mind. And then your turn, this Digimon is treated as also having the colors of its Digivolution cards. And then not going to read the rest of the effect because it's irrelevant. Like, you combo into your opponent, you clear their security, but you just don't have a way to swing for game. If you have 2 level 4s, you can just DNA into this guy and then swing. Or you can just DNA into this guy, go into a Bloom, and then continue from there. He's really good. I almost wonder if I want to play 2 of him over the Grand Galemon. But the Grand Galemon being green does come up because you do want to be able to search your level 5s, because I had an issue when I was playing too many non-fairy vegetation guys where I just like would not see a 5 because most of your search cards are only looking for vegetation, plants, or fairies. So we really only have room for like 2 like tech choices. But that is it. We're playing 9 level 5s. And then on to our megas. We are playing 4 Bloom Doom, Bloomlord. When Digivolving, may suspend one of your Digimon, then gain 1 memory for each suspended Digimon with vegetation, plant, or fairy in one of their traits you have in play. If you gain 2 or more memory by this effect, unsuspend this Digimon and gains piercing for the turn. So this is the main way you just print memory with this deck. It's really, really stupid the things you can do once you have setup. You can basically just combo forever. Pretty silly, honestly. And then the other effect is your turn, for every 2 suspended Digimon you have in play, this Digimon gets 2,000 DP and gains security attack +1. So that is the also broken effect of him. You can just kill your opponent. Having Alliance into this guy makes him that much more dangerous. Like I said, you can just swing for all 5 of your opponent's security with 1 Bloom if you combo hard enough, and that does happen pretty regularly. But yeah, really good card. We're playing 4 because I want to see it early and often. And then we are playing 2 Puppet Aces from BT21, Reboot and Blocker. And then on play, when Digivolving, de-evo 2 one of your opponent's Digimon, then return one of their suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. And this has rule trait, has vegetation type, so this is searchable. This is a searchable ace. One of the primary reasons why he's in here, but also I feel like you do need de-evo type removal against certain archetypes. So that's why he is in here as well, is you just want to be able to out things like Machine Dramon's going to start being popular, or it's going to pick back up in popularity, I guess, because of the new support. Basically, one of the only ways to out that deck if they get set up is de-evo the Machine Dramon, then you can just do whatever you want. So having searchable outs to that is definitely going to be good. And then we are playing 2 Medieval Gallantmon from EX8. It does have Alliance and Vortex, and then when this card will be played by spending 2 Digimon, reduce the play cost by 4, so he's a 7-drop. And then when Digivolving, you may suspend 1 Digimon, then you may delete one of your opponent's 8,000 DP or lower Digimon. For each other suspended Digimon besides himself, add 3,000 DP to this DP deletion effect's maximum. So this is a really good comeback card. Also really cool because you end up with infinite suspended bodies on your field, and then you go into this guy and then you can blow up anything. It's really, really good. And then all turns once per turn, when Digimon are played, you may activate one of these Digimons when Digivolving effects. We play Digimon, our opponent plays Digimon, blah, blah, blah. Really good comeback card, like I said. He's in here because we need removal. This deck was definitely a lot better before Aces came out, but now that Aces are a thing, you need the ability to do something if your Bloom gets aced, and the puppets help with that, the Medievals help with that, as well as just telling your opponent they can't play the game. And the next 2 cards also help with that. We are playing 2 Zephica Ace from BT20, has Piercing, Vortex, and Blocker. This guy can blast evo on our green level 5s as well as our Medieval Gallantmons, which is pretty cool. And then all turns once per turn, when any Digimon suspend, this Digimon may unsuspend. So he's a double swinger, assuming that that comes up, which it does. And then on play, when Digivolve, you may suspend 1 Digimon, then for every 2 suspended Digimon, you may return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. That's really powerful removal, especially considering we end up with infinite suspended dudes on our field. So you can basically just, as long as your opponent has suspended stuff, you can just bot deck like their whole board. Really powerful effect. This is another comeback card. If your Bloom gets aced, you're just like, okay, play this guy, punish your ace, thank you for playing, I'll just kill you next turn. The only unfortunate thing is these 4 cards are not searchable outside of, I'll just go ahead and say it, we're playing Green Memory Boost, and they're not vegetation, plants, or fairies, sadly, so you cannot search them outside of the Memory Boost cards. But you draw cards so much, and we are playing Memory Boost, that you will see these in most matches, assuming you don't bot deck 2 of them off of a search and just never get back to them. Did want to play 2 of each because I do want to see these at least once a game, ideally. That's just the best ratio I found for them. And that is it. We are playing 10 Megas. On to our Tamers. We are playing 4 Mimi Tachikawa from BT14. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon with Vegetation, Plant, or Fairy in one of its traits. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Your turn, when an effect suspends a Digimon by suspending this Tamer, gain 1 memory. Really, really good Tamer. It's a searcher that also just gives you memory the rest of the game by just playing the game the way that your deck was intended to play, which is pretty cool. I want to see this early and often. I want my opponent to check it out as security, so that's why I'm playing 4. It's basically like a memory boost that just gives you memory every turn instead of getting 2 randomly. And not being able to search like 6 Digimon cards in the deck is okay with me because it searches all the cards that let you like kill your opponent, which is pretty nice. Then we are playing 2 BT1 Mimis. She is a memory setter, and then main, if you have a level 5 or higher green Digimon in play, you may suspend this Tamer to hatch a Digi-Egg to an empty space in your breeding area, or move on level 3 or higher Digimon from your breeding area to the battle area. So you can play these Tamers for either free or 1 memory if you have just 1 of your Togemons on the field. You can actually stack your Togemons. That is something to keep in mind, is if you have multiple Togemons and you want to play like one of these and you're at 0 memory, you can play it free if you have 2 Digimon to suspend. But the ability to suspend your Digimon is one of the main reasons why I wanted to play 6 Tamers, because sometimes you'll end up with a board and you just have no way to suspend your stuff at will, and just having a Togemon out will let you like start suspending stuff and then gaining memory and drawing cards and things like that. And this is another way to kill your opponent, because you can just tap it, promote, and then just swing with that after you swung for all their security with a Bloom. Unfortunately, she's not good enough for me to want to play more than 2, because she doesn't actually do anything unless you're already playing the game. So I just really want to see like 1 of her, and like I said, you draw so many cards that you will most likely see one of her at least once. That is it. We're just playing 6 Tamers. Oops, all Mimis. On to our options. Yes, we are playing Hidden Potential Discovered from BT3. 0 cost option. This card should be banned, honestly. Main, the next time one of your green Digimon digivolves this turn, you may suspend one of your Digimon to reduce the memory cost of the Evo by 5. Securities, add this card to the hand. I think it's ridiculous this card did not get outright banned whenever it got hit. This was the reason why the ban list was actually introduced. For those of you who don't know, this was the first card on the ban list along with the original level 5 Argomon. But this card is really, really broken. I wish that it would go to 0, but since it's not, we are going to play it. What's funny is I don't know if I would play more than like 2 of this card if it weren't at 1, because it's kind of like Mimi, where like, yes, it's really good and it's obviously better than Mimi, but it requires you to already be playing the game in order to get benefit from it. I might be able to make room for 3, but I would definitely, I'd be hard pressed to find room for more than that. And then we are playing 4 green memory boost. Like I said, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, add a green Digimon, put the rest on the bottom of your deck, place this in the battle area, main delay, trash it to gain 2 memory, and then securities, place this card in the battle area. So we do want consistency. So we're playing these. Basically, we want to be able to set up in our breeding area and stack memory with all of these cards, and then promote and combo into our opponent. We don't want to be forced to play in the battle area if we're not ready to actually do something, because you can just like promote and play a couple bodies and then be like, okay, I guess you can just clear this board and I just lose. You kind of want to like actually do something of value when you do promote the first time. So that's why I'm playing so many cards that let me stack or like set up for future turns. Yeah, I wish I could play 8 Mimis. Like, she's one of the best cards in the deck. She gets her full effect out of security because she's a tamer. She's just basically just a really good memory boost in this deck. I'm surprised people don't play 4 copies of her. I guess I just don't have the room. But that's it. We're just playing 5 options. But that is it for the list. This won the most recent members only poll on the channel for what I play at my locals. I will be posting gameplay of this deck in the not too distant future. I unfortunately haven't been able to record at my locals for a few weeks due to various reasons. So it's gonna be a little bit before I can post gameplay, but I promise you it will be coming. When those videos do go live, they'll be in the pinned comment below. But if you guys have any questions, anything I didn't address, feel free to leave them down in the comments. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy seeing this kind of content. Want to come back for more. But until next time, see ya.